Welcome to the video. Today we are going to be reading Manacled.
I can't. Good night.
I'm so excited for today's video because, shockingly, I've never read fan fiction, which I feel like is such a me thing to do. I love spiraling over fictional characters. Need I say more? I grew up reading episodes, so like I don't know if that counts as fan fiction. I'm gonna be reading like the real thing today, which is Archive of Our Own, and I started the first page months ago, but it was like midnight, so I read one page and then I fell asleep, and I don't remember anything. Apparently it's like Harry Potter meets The Handmaid's Tale, which, what? When I look up romance books, it's under romance books, but The Handmaid's Tale? Voldemort wins the war and Harry Potter dies. Hermione Granger is captured and used as a surrogate for the regime, serving Draco Malfoy. Is that how you say it? I've only seen one Harry Potter movie, so if I say that wrong, I am so sorry. Explores themes of war, trauma, and the psychological impact of conflict. Oh gosh. Okay, so it's like a Draco Malfoy and Hermione Granger romance. It's really cool because didn't they have a crush on each other in real life? Like, oh, I'm so excited. Can I read this on my Kindle? Grab a bit of a dilemma here. We're gonna go with the phone, I think. Wow. The writing is so good. I feel a Harry Potter obsession coming. This is so exciting. Oh my gosh, I love being interested in a book immediately. This is so nice. Yay! What is a cruciatus? I don't know the lore. Oh, torture. Did I need to be told that? I feel like that was obvious. She's being numbered like a cow. This is terrible. I have one thing to say, and one thing only. If a romance book has any sort of mind reading or where somebody can like be in the other person's mind, yes. Like that is such an underrated trope, and this, oh, do not get me started. Further thoughts coming tomorrow. I'm reading this on archive.org, so I don't know how many pages the original has, but this one says 1018, so I'm on page 107. I need to watch Harry Potter. Oh! What are Harry Potter fans called? I'm about to be a oh my gosh, I can't say that. Oh, I was right! It's a Potterhead. I was gonna say pothead, but it's a Potterhead, so I'm a Potterhead, y'all. Oh, I need to gather myself. The secret pining in this book, whew, these small acts of kindness that he can't like explicitly do because he can't do that, but oh my gosh, this is the bare minimum. Like obviously at this point in the book, I shouldn't like him, but since I know he's, you know, gonna get better, I'm like, oh, I noticed you doing that small little thing for her. For example, she told him how she's not able to speak unless spoken to, and that's why she doesn't ask the house elves for anything. And then like a few moments later, the house elf came in and asked if she needed anything, and I was like, oh, that was his doing. I had to go to the mall to pick up a gift for my friend. I've been waiting for this moment all day ever since I got back from work. I find it so fascinating how a fandom can just create a whole other story and plot line based off of the story that they're given. That's so cool. I love being a fangirl. Something about myself that I used to be so self-conscious of was that like I just was a fan of things. I remember somebody telling me, and like nothing on them of course, and I mean they are right in some sense, but they're like, I just find it so weird how people like idolize one person, and like while I agree that everybody is just like a human at the end of the day, I feel like it's just so fun to be a fan. Like everybody comes together and just talks about how much they love this story or this person, and like they bond over it, and I love it. I actually did start the first Harry Potter movie last night, and I've seen that, and so I want to go start the second one. I think I've seen most of that because it used to always be on Freeform. I never actually sat down to watch it, but it was always on where I've just seen so many parts of the movie. I don't have like the story in my head, like I can't say what happens in order, but like I've seen all those scenes, so that like refreshed my mind, and I'm like, I don't know, like I'm just remembering stuff that doesn't have anything to do with the story but just has to do with like personality. I just love a book that has a smart female main character and then like broody, angsty, not even angsty, but like guy who has like the bad boy act, like cringe, but I love it. And like he loves her so much that he kind of like tries to prove that he can be who she needs and like redeem his past failures and whatnot and be good enough for her. Like, oh, love that, need that. I'm so excited for it to all tie together. Right now he's still, you know, very unaffectionate. If I didn't know that this was a romance, I would be thinking he's the bad guy. I don't know how he's gonna be redeemable, but there will be a way. Okay, fan art. Okay, look at that. See, like I'm not imagining Emma Watson at all. I'm imagining a whole separate cast. He wasn't, she realized, returning to the manor looking pale with fury. He was pale from the physical shock caused by torture. In fact, he looked like he was being tortured daily. The symptoms showed more distinctly each time she caught sight of him. He seemed visibly eroded, as though he were on the verge of a breakdown. See, he's just another victim. This is Voldemort, dude. He's psycho. His wife was about to take her eyes out. He's in Romania? She was saying in her head, Malfoy will come, Malfoy will come, Malfoy will come. He pops up. Astoria was flung across the room and struck the wall with a sickening crunch before falling to the floor. Mind you, this is his wife. He didn't move into the house until Hermione moved in. Oh my gosh. Bro, his wife is crazy. I mean, everybody in this book is crazy, honestly. Even he's crazy. But he's like a different kind of crazy. He's like a... I actually haven't identified what crazy he is yet.
I can't.
She did like her own like traditional publishing, and that's coming out in I think September. It's called Alchemized. Even if it's the exact same story, I don't care. Like, same story, different font. I feel like that's how most books are anyways, so yeah. Well, she didn't come up with this idea. Just the amount of effort that it takes to even have all of this knowledge about these spells. They have Latin, I'm assuming, and like having to even understand that and research that, like that's just, I could never. Oh, now he's downplaying it. Okay, you know what? Never mind. I'm mad again. No, I'm not. I just got home from breakfast with my friend because it's her birthday, so I gave her a gift. But this morning when I woke up around 6. I read about 120-ish pages. We're seeing like their origin story. And I'm loving seeing the past because now we're seeing more of how she actually was, because currently, obviously, she's going and gone through so much. Her personality has changed, of course, because now everything is like, there's no way to get out of it. People access her mind. The Dark Lord is accessing her mind and can see all of her thoughts, everything she does. Like, she can't just like plan an escape because then he'll know. Right now she is crying constantly, and I mean, like, I would be too, so I have no problem with that. She was just so committed to her art and her work ethic and how she just wanted to win this war, like no matter what. So I'm just loving seeing how she was and how strong she was, and being reminded that that girl is still in there somewhere, hopefully, definitely more fractured, and I don't think she'll ever be the same again, but I have nothing else to do for the day, so I'm gonna be reading. I'm about to do a little reading sprint. Not little, because I'm gonna do an hour. I feel like I'm a slow reader, so I'm not sure if I want to know how much I read, but for informational purposes, I feel like it could be useful. There's something kind of weird about like reading on my phone. I feel like it doesn't count as reading, but I know it does, but I don't know, it's just different. Page 368, so let's get started. I made it to page 406. Whatever, it is what it is. Honestly, I don't know if I'll be able to watch the Harry Potter movies, like, fully, because, first of all, I do know that Hermione and Ron are together in the movies, and reading this, I don't want that. I can't stand that. Like, maybe I really just need to focus on separating this from the movie, but it's hard. And also, Harry Potter is annoying in this, so am I gonna be able to, like, not think about him as the one who's so annoying? Oh my gosh, I'm sorry. Like, he basically just attacked her for being observant. There's a double standard with her for sure. They don't like her and her advocacy for dark magic, but I mean, reading this book, obviously you read it and you're like, guys, just listen to her. They treat her so unfairly. It feels like Malfoy is the only one who understands her. And he actually is, and she's the only one who understands him. I'm loving their relationship. However, these flashbacks, dude. On the first flashback, I was like, oh, that's so cute. That's so fun. I'm loving seeing, like, how it all started. Like, okay, flashback 2. Yes. Flashback 5. Okay. I'm on flashback 15, 16. Guys, I want to be back in the present. This is a lot of flashbacks, and I feel like some of it is saying the exact same thing over and over again, like, oh, he's misunderstood, oh, there's something deeper to him, but I'm not bored, so I guess I can't really complain. I really am loving reading about, like, a powerful, godlike character who's never cared about anyone but themselves, and then they meet someone and they're just, like, totally disarmed, and obviously Hermione is just, I'm freaking out. I'm actually not allowed to talk to you until we're out of these flashbacks. Like, that's gonna be my treat. This is me before. Chapter 63, also known as the final flashback. Wow, seeing myself, I look actually crazy with the wet hair, but you know, we're just here to have fun and talk about books. One thing that this book is teaching me is how much I love a high stakes romance. I think I'm gonna crash out. I still have goosebumps. I would definitely recommend reading like the flashbacks first before reading the present time. I feel like that would just make it hit so much harder because then you see stuff he says and you're like, that's a reference to the flashback. He would burn the world for her. He kind of did. However, since I'm not like in the Harry Potter lore, there were like sometimes where I have to look up the characters like Kingsbury and Remus and all of Ron's siblings. So I just feel like if you've actually watched the Harry Potter movies or read the Harry Potter books, this would be better. I am at a part where he's basically just planning his death. He is telling her stories to make sure she knows them. He's just sacrificing his own life and happiness for her, and he was doing that before she even remembered anything. Like, he didn't plan on her remembering anything. It's such a selfless love. He doesn't care about the recognition. He literally just wants what's best for Hermione. Editing me play the audio that I'm thinking of. I'm in love. He is just such a protector. This is genuinely such a terrible situation for both of them to be in because it would be so hard to separate who he is and then what he's done in the past and the relationship, because obviously he didn't have a choice. And it was all in the name of good, to be honest, even though it was really messed up. There was really no other choice. And I mean, it's not like this book is made to be like Harry Potter where it's like good always wins. It'd just be so weird because right now they're cuddling in the same bed that stuff went down in. She knows his intentions, but also she can't forget his actions. Even though it was for her in the end. Gosh, I'm literally gonna just cry and curl up. I know this book is gonna be a happy ending, but is it really gonna be a happy ending? I mean, Harry Potter's dead, Ron is dead, everybody's dead. Like, this isn't gonna ever be like a happy book. She wrapped her arms around his neck and buried her face in his shoulder as she started to cry. She cried in his arms the whole way to her room. And I'm like, I'm so happy because, I mean, like, that's so cute. I'm dead. I'm alive, but I'm dead. 827 of 1018. Something that just happened that I did not see coming. Something happened to a certain character. What now? How are we gonna get out of this? Game over. I have reached a part in the book where things are actually looking promising and characters are switching up, and I just love the bad, evil character has that moment at the end where like they redeem themselves. I don't think I've ever enjoyed anything more than I've enjoyed this, which is a crazy statement. I'm also a little worried because things seem so promising. Side note, does she ever eat? Does he eat? I'm actually obsessed with this Harry Potter lore. Like unicorn tears, phoenix tears, random creatures that I didn't even know existed. This is awesome. And I'm so curious what your thoughts were about this book. If you think that he was valid in doing the things he did. It's so sad. I love them so much. How am I gonna survive without them? This girl's freaking me out. Tell me why she's saying, Draco, something's going to go wrong. It always goes wrong. It's always when we're so close that it all goes wrong. Like, why are you doing this? I can't. Does that mean something's about to go wrong? If it goes wrong, we're 926 of 1018. This is a happy ending. This girl's crashing out worse than I am. Guys, I just want you to be okay. And neither of them can fight. They are both in very bad condition. Do you know how terrifying that is? Like somebody just waiting for something bad to happen? That's like a horror movie. It feels very ominous. He's staring outside the window. She's closing the curtains. Earlier, I actually had a moment where I realized I wasn't breathing and I was out of breath because I wasn't breathing. It's like how it works. There's no way. I knew this was gonna happen. I knew the second he stepped away, I knew he was gonna do something stupid. I'm sick. I can't do this anymore. Harry! That's Hermione and Ron!
Good night. Obviously, the book destroyed me. I'm gonna talk about that later because I still can't really talk about it, honestly. You know those Instagram or TikTok accounts that post like crazy book talk plots? This one though, it's so bad. It's so wrong, but it made me laugh because it's low-key something they would do. When the 5'2" pregnant cottagecore girl complains to her 6'6" mafia husband that the baby keeps kicking, so he kicks it square in the head as revenge as soon as it exits the womb. If you're not into darker romance stuff or morally gray characters, probably don't read this. Alexa, play My Tears Ricochet by Taylor Swift. Let's get ready and chat about this darn book that has ruined me for literally every other book. I honestly don't know if I'll ever read again after this. Nothing is ever gonna compare. First and foremost, look at the trigger warnings on this book for sure, because it was intense, it was dark, honestly kind of traumatizing. Make sure these are topics that you can handle and are prepared for because they are very heavy, and if you go into it not knowing what it's going to be about, then it will definitely be a bit startling. I knew that I would be prepared for what was gonna happen and I wouldn't let it get in the way of how I think about the character, and I just like kept pushing through because I knew that ultimately it was gonna be like in favor of Draco. This man worked himself to the bone trying to save her without any care what happened to him, and the same with her. All she wanted was for him to be okay. And there was even this part in the book, she's like, I'm so tired of not being able to choose you. All I want to choose is you. Jeez, when she was imprisoned and then used as a surrogate, it was so heartbreaking. And the way she blocked out her memories, where it was like, we need to get them because this was how the order was going to defeat him. It's going to reveal something that like we need to know. And then when we find out what the memories were, it's like, are you kidding me? All she wanted to do was protect him. I do kind of wish the flashbacks were first though. I knew he was gonna end up being good, but it would have been even better if I knew how much agony he was in, like truly. Because at first I was like, okay, I know that he doesn't like this, but I don't know why. And if I knew like just how much pain he was going through, like if we had his point of view, that would genuinely be my 13th reason. Whenever a book is just so good that it makes me die on the inside, part of me is happy. If we saw his point of view while he was searching for her, and his thoughts while reading her mind, and how much she hated him while she didn't know who he was. I mean, he never took his ring off. It's just so sad. They never got to choose anything they wanted. So the ending, I liked it. It was sad at the same time. Like realistic enough though. But they will never be normal again. They won't have normal lives. The amount of dark magic they had to use and the absolute torment Hermione experienced, she will never heal from it. The last line of the book killed me. Like it hurts so bad when somebody does so much and then just like doesn't get the recognition they deserve. I wanted them to be celebrated. The ending was satisfying because they lived and ultimately got what they wanted, but it's also sad because they lived and now they have to live with the memory of everything that happened. There were very few moments of happiness, like just these two like finding each other and falling in love with each other and just like doing anything for each other is just, it was so beautiful, but it's not a happy story at all. Oh my gosh, I hate curling my lashes more than anything in the world. I feel like I'm about to pull what Astoria did with Hermione. Throughout the book, they are both making decisions that go against good morals. It's such a bleak book. Hermione is honestly like the strongest character I think I've ever read about. She was so selfless. She didn't do one thing for herself in this book. Everything she did was to protect somebody else. But what a complex story, because good won in the end, love won, but her light just like went away, so did it at the end of the day? And Draco, he's not a hero at all. He's a hero to Hermione, and that's about it. That's where it ends. Oh wait, there was this one part I screenshotted. I can't do this again, he gasped. I can't care for someone again. I can't take it. I really want like a physical copy of Manacled, but I wouldn't want to buy it from somebody because I don't know, that feels weird to me. So is it okay if like I make it myself? Like, can somebody please let me know? Because I don't want to do anything that jeopardizes anybody or doesn't give somebody credit. And I would just really love like being able to see it on my shelf every day. I had a great time reading my first fanfic. It was the best thing I've ever read in my entire life. I didn't forget to say anything. I hope I get better at talking about books because there's a very fine line of like saying things and then spoiling things because I don't want to spoil anything for you at all. But I'll get better at things, I promise. Words aren't easy, guys. I literally went on and on talking about how cute they are together and how she knew literally all the worst parts about him and still loved him anyways, and that's just so cute, and she chose him. But anyways, I wanted to give my final thoughts on like the actual writing of the book. The writing was really good. Something I really liked is since like it's a fanfic, the world is already set up So like we don't have to go through that whole thing, especially with like fantasy books. Typically that's just so elaborate and it's the most boring part of the book. But since the world was already previously set up, since this is a fan fiction, I loved how we just got straight into the story. They could have just stared at a wall for hours and I would have been like eating it up and entertained because they're doing it together. I ended this video earlier today, but I have to come back on and say, honestly, if you are not in a good headspace, do not read this. I've been crashing out all day. I feel empty inside and depressed. It is on my mind constantly and I can't escape this. I don't like making phone calls. I have called 3 people today because I can't sit alone in my thoughts right now. I cannot be alone. I cannot do anything. It is just like consuming me and I feel sad. I'm having a really hard time separating the movies from the fanfic, to be honest, and it's making me sad that they don't end up together in the movies. I was gonna watch them and then when I tried watching it, I just saw her and Ron and I was like, this isn't right. And knowing that Draco isn't like redeemed in the end, I can't. I already said this earlier, so a bit of deja vu right now, but thank you for watching today's video. Please give it a like, please subscribe. I don't know how to proceed with life, so that would be very appreciated. And if you read the book, please tell me how you liked it. I would love to talk to somebody about this because I'm crashing out. Thank you so much. I will see you next time. Bye.